Greetings! Third quarter numbers are in for the condo market around Pier Park, and it's been another solid year for both rentals and sales as the popularity of the Pier Park area continues to drive business. Two numbers really stand out to represent where the market has been and more importantly where it may be headed, so let's take a look. This first chart represents the number of pending contracts in any given month for each of these buildings. This is a great way to see when buyers are actually looking at units and writing contracts. As you can see, lots of interest in Splash, Calypso, and Emerald Isle in January this year. As we go through February, March, and April, we still see some pretty steady activity. Now just for a minute, take a look at the chart as a whole and don't focus on any particular building. Just watch the overall trend as we move through May, June, July, and now August. It might surprise some of you, but with so many people in town during the season, it gets very difficult to show condos since so many of them are rented. And most people are on vacation mode, not getting ready to conduct business. As you can see, there are still a few deals getting put together, but not like earlier in the year. Interesting now to watch the overall trend start to creep back up in September and again in October. Families are getting back into routine as kids go back to school. Also, most experienced condo buyers know it's time to look for a condo now so it can be purchased and made ready in time to start taking rentals for next season. Now, another number to pay attention to, especially if you're thinking of selling, is the months of inventory number. Just like it sounds, this number represents how long it would take for us to sell every other condo that's on the market for sale at the current rate at which these condos are selling. In other words, this number takes into account not only how many units are for sale, but also how fast or slow they are selling. Very generally, a number around 6 to 8 months of inventory represents a pretty neutral market where neither buyers or sellers have much of an advantage in a negotiation. As you start to get higher than that, there are more units for sale taking longer to sell, which puts more pressure on sellers. In other words, a buyer's market. And of course, we see just the opposite when that number moves under 6. More units are selling faster and less is available. Great for sellers. Now let's look at the months of inventory for our Pier Park condos. At the start of the year, Calypso, Emerald Isle, and Splash all were pretty strong buyer's markets, while Aqua, Celadon, Palazzo, Sterling Breeze, and Sunrise Beach were just the opposite. As we move through the spring and more units are purchased, inventory numbers generally went down, then not surprising started to move up again as we hit May, June, July, and August, as there's just less activity on condos being purchased. Now, as we finish up in September, we see really strong sellers markets in Emerald Isle and Palazzo, while most other projects in a more neutral market, except for Splash and Sunrise Beach. However, Splash is much improved over August, so headed in a good direction. If the trends from both of these charts continue, more and more units will go under contract over the next 6 months, as more buyers are buying condos, getting them ready for next season. This will deplete inventory, which will help the sellers that are on the market to sell. Other than the few weeks around the holidays, this is a great time for a seller to be on the market, as it is when most of the buyers are out there shopping. I have a version of this chart posted on my website, so just go to www.craigduran.com/condos and pick the building you want to see from the slideshow. I also have the most recent sales prices of units posted there as well. If you'd like a copy of the interactive version of the chart or a more detailed sales history, shoot me an email with what you would like and I can send it to you. Also, if you'd like a free estimate of value of your specific unit, send me a link to the website if you have one, or we can make arrangements for me to view the inside and I can let you know how it would compete in the current market. I hope you found all of this useful and informative. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to call, and thanks for watching.